Inspiring video about charity. Charity is about much more than just handing out money or material things. It's a reflection of love, kindness, and God's heart in action. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 13. Three things will last forever: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Love is at the center of charity. Whatever we give or do for others must come from a heart filled with love. Why charity matters. Jesus modeled a life of service, showing compassion for the poor, the sick, and the needy. Through charity, we reflect God's love and fulfill His command to love our neighbors as ourselves. God commands us to be charitable. Proverbs 19 verse 17. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and He will reward them for what they have done. When you give to those in need, it's like giving directly to God. He sees your kindness and will bless you for it. Matthew 25 verses 35 to 36. I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. Jesus reminds us that when we help others, we're serving Him. Charity isn't just about material gifts. It's also about meeting emotional and physical needs. Deuteronomy 15 verse 11. There will always be poor people in the land. Therefore, I command you to be open-handed toward your fellow Israelites who are poor and needy in your land. Helping the less fortunate is not optional. It's a command. God expects us to be generous and caring. Isaiah 58 verse 10. Feed the hungry and help those in trouble. Then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. By helping others, we bring light and hope into the world and reflect God's glory. The heart of giving. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7. You must each decide in your heart how much to give. And don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure. For God loves a cheerful giver. Give with joy, not out of guilt or obligation. A willing heart pleases God. Mark 12 verses 41 to 44. The story of the widow's offering. She gave 2 small coins, but Jesus said she gave more than anyone else because she gave all she had. It's not about the amount you give, but the heart behind your giving. Even small acts of kindness matter when done with love. Matthew 6 verses 1 to 4. When you give to the needy, don't announce it with trumpets. Your giving should be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Charity should be humble and not done for show. God rewards those who give quietly and sincerely. Luke 3 verse 11. Anyone who has 2 shirts should share with the one who has none, and anyone who has food should do the same. Sharing our excess with those in need is a practical and essential way to show charity. The blessings of charity. Luke 6 verse 38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. When you give generously, blessings will come back to you in abundance. Proverbs 11 verse 25. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. When you help others, you'll experience joy, fulfillment, and even unexpected blessings. Malachi 3 verse 10. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. God invites us to trust Him with our giving, promising abundant blessings in return. Acts 20 verse 35. It is more blessed to give than to receive. The joy of giving far outweighs the pleasure of receiving. Charity enriches our souls. Charity reflects God's love. 1 John 3 verses 17 to 18. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? Let's not merely say we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions. True love for God is shown through action. We prove our faith by helping others. James 1 verse 27. Pure and genuine religion in the sight of God the Father means caring for orphans and widows in their distress. Real faith is not just about attending church or praying. It's about looking out for those in need. Romans 12 verse 13. When God's people are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. Meaning, charity is part of a Christian's lifestyle. We must always be prepared to help others. Galatians 6 verse 10. Whenever we have the opportunity, we should do good to everyone, especially to those in the family of faith. Meaning, we should actively look for opportunities to help, prioritizing the needs of fellow believers. Practical ways to show charity. Micah 6 verse 8. The Lord has told you what is good, and this is what He requires of you: to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Meaning, mercy and kindness are key aspects of charity and pleasing God. Galatians 6 verse 2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Helping others with their struggles, whether physical, emotional, or financial, is living like Jesus. Hebrews 13 verse 16. Don't forget to do good and to share with those in need. These are the sacrifices that please God. God is pleased when we share what we have, whether it's food, time, or resources. Closing verse. Matthew 5 verse 16. Let your light shine before others, so they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. When we show charity, it inspires others and honors God. Final thought. Charity is an act of worship. It reflects God's love and brings hope to those in need. Let's make giving a lifestyle, knowing that God sees and rewards every act of kindness.